was thread count 12 before the first dream bled, before the wolves had teeth, before the rulers raised their heads. I was bound to Cantrell, and I bound myself to ink. She sang the world in tune, and I recorded every link. She asked me once if I believed in songs that couldn't die. I said I've watched 1 billion fade, and I've recorded every sigh. She smiled at me like I had missed the point entirely. She said, "Somn, you're holding the record, but you're not listening to me. I'm the archivist. I don't get to have a side. I just write down what the living did, and then I watch them die. I've got 1,000 years of witnesses who thought they changed the game. They all ended up as entries, and I ended up the same. Ossuary of hunger after Cantrell's note went cold. Draven had a jaw like a trapdoor and a throat that never closed. He ate a child's dream of flying, said it tasted like a very fine dish. Then he ate a dream of happiness just to taste the feeling of another wish. I wrote subject depleted, file under consumed. I wrote residual terror, trace amounts of doom. I wrote until my hand cramped and my serpent scales went black. 1,000 years of children's light, and I could not look back. I'm the archivist. I don't get to look away. I just write down what the hunger did, and then I file it away. I've got a ledger full of names that used to laugh before the feast. I wrote them all in alphabetical, and then I wrote deceased. Niveroth came next, he wanted me to watch him preen. He'd bottle screams and label them and hang them on a beam. He called me his historian, I called myself his clerk. He never noticed that my pen was faster when he hurt. Because I was learning, I was waiting, I was building a map of every ruler's weakness, every method, every gap. I told myself the record was a weapon in the dark. I told myself the truth was just a slower kind of spark. Then the boy walked in, the farm boy, the one who didn't blink. He killed Niveroth with his own crown and didn't even stop to think. I looked at him and saw the crack I'd carried for 1,000 years. A child who learned to love by learning how to make people disappear. I tried to guide and tried to warn. He called me old and cold. He didn't see the blossoms were a deadly contract signed in gold. He didn't see the thief was counting every breath he took. He didn't see because he didn't want to look. I'm the archivist. I'm supposed to stay outside, but I love that broken boy the way you love a suicide. You watch them walk toward the cliff and you scream until you're red, but the record doesn't scream back. The record stays in bed. Shard inside my room, the one that drained his power. I knew who placed it, knew the face, knew the exact hour. I could have thrown it in the void, I could have saved the day. Instead I let him find it, let him throw me away. Because I thought, let him see betrayal, let him feel the knife, let him learn that pretty smiles can carve you out of life. I was willing to be hated, I was willing to be dead. I just wanted him to open his eyes before he bled. I'm the archivist, and this is my last line. I kept the record clean and cold for centuries of time, but I hid one thing in the margins where no one else could see. The name of the one who loved him, and it wasn't him. It was me.